What up, everybody? Good morning, good morning. Cool. All right. Afternoon. Hey, interesting. Yeah, that's like early for me. A little earlier than usual. As you said, a little different stream today. Pal's talking today, so I don't really like to be involved when Pal's talking just for safety reasons, right? Would rather not. It's kind of low probability. Let me get this pulled up so you can see the screen. So because of that, we'll kind of try to see if the 8:30 news can't give us anything. And then we'll try to work right between the 8:30 and the opening bell, basically. Don't want to push too hard. If we get something cool, if not, we'll just have to wait for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. 1 minute till the news. We have some equal lows here. We're gonna see if we clear those out. A huge down move, actually. So we went for the lows and then some. Okay. I was gonna say we have the lows here, cleared the high. We would expect the low to get cleared. Instead, we absolutely plunge. That's a pretty large candle. Holy cow! How far was that? That's a 30 handle range right there. Now, PPI, pretty large event. Because of that, however, this actually may be a wash. We'll see. Give it a few minutes to kind of create this little inefficiency here. Yeah, it's a huge candle. Okay, previous day low. I want to see where we are higher time frame wise. Okay. Just getting our bearings here, really. See where we're at. Higher time frame wise, I like the idea of continuing to run, honestly. Right, we respect that daily fair value gap. Displacement leg. We had equal lows here. That's what we've just cleared. So I'm not really trying to say that we're going to start running lower. Just kind of picked up this liquidity into this inefficiency. You'll notice on the 1 hour that this premium fair value gap, we get above it. We then reclaim it bearish. And that's what actually held us this morning. So we're really stuck between those two PD arrays. right? The 4 hour here. And now we have this huge 1 minute fair value gap. So this is kind of what we're going to have to watch and see. Tough to say that we want to really wait for the inversion because it's going to be a pretty large gap, but what we can do is kind of use the anatomy of it already. So as we start kind of breaking through these levels, I would try to expect to see them used, right? Like, so let's say we get above this basically first 0.25% area like we have until we get into the consequent encroachment. Anything below that can really hold us and continue to send us lower. Especially I like the fact that, right, consequent encroachment is aligned with a new week opening gap and a new day opening gap here. So for me, that would really be what I'm looking at. This little section in price right here. So where the consequent encroachment starts, and then just where the new week and new day opening gap are. Let's say that we really just have to wait. I was like, let's say that we can close back below the low of the fair value gap. So this level, basically closing back under previous day low. That may continue to accelerate us lower. A little early. We'll see what we get. Let's see, NQ, huge dump. So kind of similar spot in NQ. NQ reaches not into a 4 hour inefficiency, but a new week opening gap is what NQ had. That is what we've just hit. So far, setting up pretty favorably to try to continue to run higher. Right, new week opening gap, holding previous day low, new week opening gap. Basically cleared all the sell side out. So we'll see if we want to return for some, at least short-term buy side. Or if anything, at least into the new week opening gap up here. We have a minuscule fair value gap here. Don't know if that'll provide us any type of support. We're going to watch and see. Notice how the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap is really perfectly aligned with the previous day low. We often say those things aren't random, so I'll be watching that fair value gap. If we're bullish, something like this should hold us to accelerate us into a premium here, from a discount up into a premium. Lower time frame, yeah, okay. So equal lows on the lower time frame. You can see that on the 1 minute, right? This low, this low, this low, relative equal lows. At this point, I would kind of expect to see, with how we're creating these lows here, if we are going to stab into this area, for us to actually hold it. So find support there. Then run us into at least the consequent encroachment. Right, so pull that back up. Which is really right where the new week opening gap here starts. Yeah, it's the new week opening gap low. go right for it. Okay. So no retracement. Had a limit there set actually. Right at previous day low. Gonna remove it now. Limit is taken away. We get the expansion we were looking for. We just wanted to see one more run between these lows basically. So now at this point, we've hit the consequent encroachment. I really want to see if we get above this, really this threesome of PD arrays, right? New week opening gap, 2 new day opening gaps. If we get above that, my attention goes back towards highs. We do have SMT at the highs between NQ and ES, but I think this was just a pretty aggressive Judas swing. All right, we've already closed, or not yet. So we closed right on, notice that. Perfect closure on the consequent encroachment here. Closure above, we would expect it to continue to reach for the high, and especially notice there's a volume imbalance up here that is going to act as a magnet, I think, in price. Especially because this candle never gets into this candle's close. So if we start closing above these premiums, that's what I would look for. We've closed above consequent encroachment, left a fair value gap. Still holding the actual new week opening gap and new day opening gap, but now we have an opposing discount here in the form of this fair value gap, bullish. So I'd basically want to see what happens here at this bullish fair value gap. Conversely, right, we could almost use this as an inversion as well. So in a gauge of order flow. To say, all right, well, let's say we are holding these premiums and then we overtake the most recent discount we formed in the form of this bullish fair value gap. That would be a little more bearish. So then I would look for a return into previous day low and then potentially the wick here. Low of the wick would be pretty aggressive, but if we start accelerating, that's kind of what we'll look for. So still just waiting to see what happens here with these PD arrays. Conversely, if we hold this discount and then get above these premiums, that's still pretty bullish in my eyes. And we should be able to get up into basically the 8:30 opening. Hey, what up, Zeno? Welcome, welcome. Drawdown on the funded. Hey. Yeah, that's why you got to be careful. Monday's no high impact news for me. All right, for those that have been around us, usually a no-go type of day. Especially when we have CPI this. Wait, what did I see? CPI? PPI. Both. Well, PPI is today. We have CPI tomorrow. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, CPI tomorrow, right. So we have a CPI week. We often expect choppiness prior to that. Nice, I like that. So I was in a long here from consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. Stop below this candle right here. We just hit 5 handles, but I'd actually like to get a little more of a run. Probably should have actually partialed there. First return into the 1 hour. That might have been a mistake here on our part. We'll see. At this point, it stops right below this candle here, though. I do like the fact that, right, as we were saying, this down close candle that gets formed here, where we entered, so we enter on the swing low. We then, after respecting the discount, push up through the premium. So we've cleared all of these premiums, right? I like that as far as kind of expecting price to continue to push. Only issue now is the higher time frame premium in the form of that 1 hour fair value gap. Because we've already closed above it once though, right? So we're using it. We used it this morning, but we've already closed above it once pretty aggressively. So although we're running into it again, right, the fact we've closed above it once kind of shows to me a willingness to close above it again if we want to. So at this point, we'll just kind of leave it where we're at. Right, we're here with our position. 5 handle, we should have just partialed, but I wanted to reach for at least consequent encroachment of that fair value gap. So if we get ran back on here, that's all right. OB there. Yeah, you can see this as an OB here. And is it the midnight price? What's the midnight? Yeah, it is midnight right there. Yeah, right. So we have all those. I like that. Like in reality, this candle here should hold us. If we're correct, this down close candle should hold us. Midnight level, new week opening gap level, new day opening gap level. Yep, so this candle's been rebalanced, right? Which means we would expect to see now movement away. No inefficiency in here. We're holding the discount. We've rebalanced it. We should start moving away, especially because we've closed back above it here. Right, we close above it, we return into it, we then close back above. We should now use it as support to continue to accelerate us. And I'm just going to close at the 8:30 opening. $52.48. 52.39.5. So about a little under 10 handles, but we'll be content with that. Still early in the week, right? CPI hasn't happened yet. Kind of saving it up for after CPI. Shit, I've been on a coffee grind lately. I think I'm getting into coffee now. Good and bad. Equal highs there. The real question is NQ. No equal highs. That's still fine, actually. 1 hour still holding us though, right? Higher time frame wise, I bet. Let's see. 5 minute is a wick. Yep. So this right here is bearish. So we're relying on lower time frames. Higher time frame bearish. Right, short term high cleared, displacement lower. 5 minute fair value gap aligned with the 1 hour. We've just hit that and we're holding it. So we really need to see price kind of start running. Like at this point with this low, running us into this mean threshold, that's probably what we hit right on it. So fall short of it, that's still fine, right? We don't even really want to see that. If we went candle body, we run into that. You can see it's getting compressed between these PD arrays, right? Look at the bodies closing right on that level and now closing within the new week opening gap. So a little internal battle here. If we get below these again, I think we do run for this low. So for me, I'd basically go break even. That's what I'm gonna do here. We got in at 42.39.5. My stop now is 42.38. So basically right below this fair value gap. Because we can revisit the high of the fair value gap one more time. This is the fair value gap I'm talking about. But the fact that we've already hit consequent encroachment and now moved away from it, I wouldn't really want to see consequent encroachment starting to be flirted with again. If we do, more than likely, we're going to get a little bit lower. So we'll go pretty much break even, right? Cut most of the risk out. That way it allows us to go back in if price runs back down here. Ideally, we just hold from where we are and kind of continue to run. But price is struggling right now. No Swift. Oh, the news wick down was an IRB on daily. Nice, yeah, good call. Right, I'm looking at it as well, just on a different, I guess, scheme of things. The 4 hour is the low of the daily as well. So I was just using that. Right, 4 hour here, daily here. So, I mean, this is really good for us, right? If we want to see, like we said, we're not really in the market of calling tops. Well, obviously bullish here. But we have to remember all up close candles in here. So when we see these short-term retracements, right, we're not getting freaked out that price is going to start breaking lower again. In my mind, we're simply returning into inefficiencies before we continue to expand. Maybe all-time highs, who knows? We've been talking about how we had a lot of sell side here that needed to be cleared. We finally cleared that over the past few weeks. So now I'd be okay with us actually releasing to take out basically all-time highs again. Right, because when people see this type of move, especially when we're up here, they're going to be trying to pile on short, right? Short, short, short. And like we said last week, speed is often met with speed. So notice from high to low, right? One up close candle, all down close. Well, now from low to high, a few more down close, but you kind of get the same idea. We're kind of aggressively reaching back for these highs. So I'd like that to continue. Let's go back to the 1 minute now. We're still safe here where our stop was. At this point, getting above these areas a second time, especially getting above these equal highs, means I go stop in profit below this swing point. Just got to wait for the closure. As we said, we could reuse this fair value gap more than once because we never get into the low of it. Even if we did, we can still reuse the high. We just don't want to see consequent encroachment. Get close to it, never run into it. That's basically what we want to see. At this point, though, we're rejecting this too much. And I'm not a fan of that. All right, we get into it barely once, but now you see 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth time holding us in our tracks. Higher time frame wise, it's a 5 minute fair value gap as well, so that's bearish. Bearish premium, bullish discount in the form of the volume imbalance. We're fighting between those two PD arrays. We want to see higher prices. But at this point, we just kind of commit to it. Let's see, dollar might be able to give us some understanding. The dollar looks to be going lower. So if dollar can continue to sell off, I'd like that. Trading view is broken today. Well, my Discord is broken. What the hell? Okay. That was weird. As soon as I log into my trading account, my whole trading view freezes. Oh my goodness, brother. I don't like that for you. I'm trying out that Top Step X, that decent beef talking about all the time. So I'm actually not on, I'm on TradingView, but on their platform. A little different. Missing the trades. Damn, brother. That's mad annoying, actually. Screen record and send it to whoever your fucking provider is, whoever you're funded through. Say, you got to make this right. I couldn't enter trades. That's weird, though. Damn, so it's just got to be TradingView then. If all y'all have an issue, sounds like a TradingView issue. Back of my hand, I in no hurry. No, you cannot. That's the only issue. I was playing with it all yesterday, trying to kind of get familiar with it. And that is the shitty thing. And you can't do bracket orders either, which, unless I'm just stupid, but. So like what you have to do, right, is what I do is I set someone to enter here. I only put the limit entry in. And then once you get entered, then you can drag your stop loss and TP. But you're not able to do it beforehand, which is kind of goofy. So like at this point, if we close above these highs here, right, that's buy side short term. I want to see us close above that. And then I'll go ahead and move the stop. I probably should close the position, but we're going to hold for 8:30. We already committed to it. I like that idea. We're holding these premiums here, right, which have now become discounts, which is really what we want to see. So we're still seeing what we want to see. Closure above this, as we mentioned, stop loss goes right under this low. No closure. Instead, we open with the volume imbalance. So still waiting for it. At this point, though, my stop is below this low. Move this, aiming for here. That's the high of the volume imbalance, but we're just aiming for the 830. That's what I want to get out at. Brackets are in settings. I see, no, I did that, but now what? So I have that, right? I have that set. 1/4% basically of the risk, 250. But when I enter, it doesn't pop up. Maybe I just got to play with it more. Because like just now this morning, right? I have that set. Let me see. Yeah, $250 of risk. $2,000 profit, right? That's what it is. But I guess that just means if I go in with a position, it'll automatically take me out at that. You know what I mean? Which that makes sense. But I want it to be like how TradingView will calculate the actual position size. Because we don't necessarily risk the same every time. It's based on the stop loss. I'm sure y'all are aware of that. Click on the bot. D, how dare you, D? I did that. I'm not no old man. That's funny. Like, I get it. The brackets do work, but like, let's say that. All right, so we're going to change it here for this now. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just got to play with it more. Once I get comfortable with it, then we can up the sizes. And I got to figure out the charts because I was on the micro chart this whole time too. Goofy ass. I mean, it looks like it could be a good platform though. He's a boomer. How dare you? You're probably older than me. No, I think you're probably younger than me, actually. I think you are. You are. Oh, shit. You definitely are. Wait, what? I thought you were younger than that. I thought we talked about that before. Yeah, you got some years on me then, dog. You like a millennial. Or is that... I think millennial. I'd be forgetting the generations. Oh, see, I don't like that. So we're starting to show things we don't like, but we're already at break even. So now at this point, we just kind of watch. Risk-free trade. So if we come all the way back down, basically stop is right here. One tick in profit. 42.39 entry, 42.39.75 exit. Because to me, right, we have the volume imbalances, 2 of them, which we've already broken. We have another one here. We have a down close candle. We have a new week opening gap. We have a midnight level and another new week opening gap. So underneath all that, we don't want to be in. New MHA. I really wish I could tell you what that meant. New mitigation high, always new. Master, new. Magic hat. No, couldn't tell you. Oh yeah. That's a beautiful OB right there. So now we should stop goes right below new week opening gap. And we should be taking out any second here. 42.48. Oh, brother. Hello. Thank you, mother. Not much, just streaming. That's fine. Now, a little bit earlier today. All right. Love you too, Mom. Bye. Apologies. Phone call. My Hero Academia. Oh, okay. I've heard that. My homies, huge fans. Me, not so much. One Punch Man. I've seen that. What else? Baki. I've seen that too. That's brutal though. Come on, what is this? Absolute fake out. If we get below this low, we'll probably get stopped, but because now we are, yeah, that's not good. Higher time frame. Yeah, that 5 minute. The 5 minute paired with the 1 hour like that, right? I don't like that really. Because now we've hit that consequent encroachment, so that's going to be an area that we absolutely get halted from. Pair that with consequent encroachment of the 5 minute. That's what we've hit here. Yeah, we get stopped out. That's all right though. Stop inbound. We fell less than a handle short of our profit. It's all right. Midnight will hold us. Stop loss is below midnight, giving it the chance to hold us one more time. You can do it, Midnight. We trust. We believe. Hey. That's too bad. Yeah, we would definitely, because now we got a breaker here. This is a breaker. Order blocks, failed order blocks become breakers. Right, if y'all don't know, that's kind of a general rule of thumb. That'll help you find breakers better as well. This was an order block that should have held us. If it gets traded below, it now becomes the breaker that's going to try to hold us bearishly. And you see that it already has, right? Volume imbalance. I mean, price is delivering pretty precisely today, at least. All right, so we respect the volume imbalance perfectly. We then come down midnight tap beautifully. What we'd really want to see to give us kind of a chance of getting back on side is this bearish fair value gap here. We want to invert that. We've hit the high of it perfectly. So like if we hold that and get below the midnight level, to me, that's pretty clear cut. We get stopped out here. Because not only are we holding the bearish, we've inverted the volume imbalance. So we need to reclaim both of those. Instead, we're holding that pretty aggressively, which means we get, yeah, I think we get stopped. Stopped in profit though, so it'll be all right. Mitigate the losses, free trade. We'll try again tomorrow if we need to. Hey. The 5 minute ES though is what's kind of giving me some. Yeah, I don't like that. NQ going, 5 minute hold in. Dollar retracing, bullish after clearing lows. Ooh. Stopped? Oh, not yet, not yet. Oh, now I am. That's a crazy spread. What the heck? Didn't get stopped on the low, but when this went down, stopped there. All right. Well, we're out in profit. That's fine. Fell just short of the 830. Wanted to get into the 830. Could have been conservative and aimed right 5 handles here. But we didn't. Got a little aggressive. Doesn't pay off. That's fine. Now at this point, we'll just kind of hang out. Getting close to 10 o'clock, so we might wrap it up soon. We'll see if we get one more chance, potentially. So basically, I'm watching this. We get above this. I'd use that to try to go long again. So that's what we're going to wait and see. Mr. Weeby, are you in here, Mr. Weeby? Mr. Weeby, Mr. Weeby. Yes, okay. I was gonna ask, you're the local. I need a Mexican restaurant for tonight, brother. Birthday dinner tonight, so we gotta find it. Been craving some Mexican. Yeah, TradingView. Did TradingView fix its shit yet? Koa aga verde hijo sin. Oh, that just sound authentic. Hold up. That just sounded flames right when you typed it. Alright, bet. Okay. 4.7, 4.7. I like it. Shit, say less. Alright. Gonna have to go there. Let you know what I think. Nice. Queso fundido, tú. Okay. The Vista. Was that relative? I'm in like Lake Murray, so I guess that's, where's that? West, right? So this place is like downtown, I'm guessing. I be getting confused because I just call it all Columbia, but I'm like, I guess where we live, they don't even say it's Columbia technically. Bet. All right, yeah, I'll be sick. Hell yeah. Been downtown a few times, so. Will do. Oh, hold up. Don't get lost. Possible bull signal coming. So if we're really aggressive, we could use this right here. Okay, I like confirmation, especially just because prior to 9:30 may run into consolidation. But right, this is an early bull sign here. Holding the new week opening gap, closing back above new day opening gap. You could really use that almost as an entry to, let's say, like target equal highs right here. However, because of the bearish fair value gap here, I don't necessarily like that as much. So I'd like a little more confirmation, which means I want to see us close above the actual fair value gap before I would do anything. Why did you move? I moved. Oh, decent. I did. Yeah, last week, or I guess 2 weeks ago. That's why we were off for that whole week. But I went from Arizona to South Carolina. And it's just one of the typical moves. As I've said before, my girl does travel therapy, and obviously I work from home, so we move every 4 to 6 months. Which is cool, but shitty at the same time, man. I hate packing our shit up and having to leave every time. All right. If we close above, we'll try this actually, heading into 9:30. I'd like to use the actual consequent encroachment of it, though. 2.5 handle stop to target just the high. Yeah, we're going like this. We'll try to go in here. Lower risk because still we have this. So we have the breaker and the volume imbalance. So the highest probability setups will come when there's no way to frame a short, but because we could still frame the short here, this for me still is higher risk. So we enter with less risk, right? If that makes sense. Higher risk entering means I use less risk when I'm entering. It doesn't mean I'm using more risk just for those that may be confused. Okay, where we at? Honestly, living in Eastern Standard Time has been tough. Not gonna lie, because we came from what's it called? Pacific Standard, whatever the West Coast is on. So we lost 3 hours. So I've been struggling each morning to get up. Just hella tired. That's why I got into coffee. I need something. I need something to get me going. But it'll be nice, I think, eventually. Because then it'll let us do some more like earlier streams. Like tomorrow, right? When we get up early for CPI. I used to have to get up at 5:30. Whereas tomorrow, it'll be 8:30. One shitty thing is I can't golf in the morning now, though. Right, in Arizona, after our streams, I'd always go golf because it'd be like 9 or whatever. But here, it's like 12 o'clock. First world problems. Can't golf every day. Do you leave most of your stuff packed? That's a good question. Not really. At this point, we've done it. This is going to be our 4th move already. 5th even, actually. So we got pretty good with condensing shit. So like when we move, right, I pull something on the back of my Lincoln, and then I got a roof rack. And then she has something on top of her whip. So we really don't have too much shit. Wherever we go, we'll always get a place that's furnished, right? Or get a company to furnish it for us. So it's pretty simple. Simple as can be, I guess, anyways. So as we said, this is going to block us. It does block us. Not surprising. Breaker, bearish volume imbalance. We are anticipating that bullishness prevails. The battle between good and evil. So we want to see, we just got entered right there. We want to see us now run through this, get above the breaker. Yeah. Target's here. We want to get out here. That's buy side. So that's what we're waiting on. Enki just took out that buy side. It did. Yeah, but it also, yeah. Look at it, it's running. It's running. I'm trying to see NQ get. It's about to hit new day opening gap. We're right near that high. All right, at this point, stop is going below this candle's low right here. So that's pretty much break even. My entry came at 42.43 and a half. 42.43. There was a volume imbalance right here. Yeah, bet. Oh, nice, and I'm out. Okay. Well, we'll wrap it up there. I just got tagged out. We'll see if we actually clear that. We should clear that, but I wish I could show the entries here. That's the other bad thing, is I won't be able to show you guys my entries like I used to because there's no way to show them on the chart. Maybe there is. Decent. You would know. Cool. So, I mean, that really played out right perfectly. We got stopped here. That's unfortunate. Just barely. Quite literally, we got stopped on the swing low. This candle here stopped us out. But it actually plays out well for us because now I'm able to go back in with a tighter stop. So, right, better RR in that case. And as we mentioned, all we're waiting for is the confirmation. So if you would have went in, right, we said this was the early entry, this candle. So as soon as we close above the volume imbalance, you can use that paired with new week opening gap to get long, stop below the swing point, target the buy side and the 830 level again. I wanted to see the confirmation itself. So I was waiting for the closure above it. We get it here. Very next candle, that's when we get long. So patience pays off there. Nice entry just to target that. We should have just targeted the 830, but it's whatever. As we said, it's only Tuesday, CPI tomorrow. I think most of the moves will come following CPI, so we're not being too greedy. We should reach for this buy side right here, I believe, equal highs. The execution market will be coming this month or early June. Ah, shoot. Okay. Here, I'll do it like this then. First entry was the arrow. We'll go old school. Every emoji you could find. Wait. No, there's got to be an arrow, no? Oh, here we go. There it is. All right, first entry came. Now I got to find it. I got to go through all the orders. Yeah, this is whack. No, it's all right. We'll figure it out. 52.39 and a half. Down close candle. Here. We then get stopped. Wait, second entry came. 52. 52.30. 52.43. 52.43. Right at the high of that, right here. There it is, okay. Oh, now we run beautiful. So we're not part of that, but whatever. That's a beautiful run that we get to see. First entry here, right? We get stopped out as price runs into R here on this candle. And then we got out here on this candle. So entry here, right? We hold, we try to get into the 830. We then go into basically profit and we get stopped out with this candle here that runs into the low of the new week opening gap. Get stopped at the swing low, unfortunate. As we mentioned though, it'll give us another opportunity if we're on sides. This is also just a YouTube model, right? If I was to hide everything, short-term low being cleared, we then break above this high. And as I often say, I use the YouTube framework all the time, just without the fair value gap. So I use whatever PD array is present. In this case, the PD array was this inversion fair value gap, as well as the new week opening gap and the volume imbalance. So once we close above it here, very next candle, we go ahead and get long as it runs back into the inversion. And then we get out at the buy side. Could have targeted, as we said, kind of external highs, but we're content with aiming for what we did this morning. Keep it simple. Are you an XFA or eval? Eval. Yeah, I just got them this weekend. I tried to get in into 2-minute volume imbalance, but it didn't go there. Let me see what you're referencing. Ooh, here. That is heartbreak. Yeah, it's too bad. That would have been a good entry position too. We got lucky here. Not really lucky, right? We knew what we were looking for, but fortunate that it gave us the entry right away. No such thing as luck, we say. He said, nah, you're clinical. Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. I'm glad you found it useful. I'm glad. Exits get me upset, though. Like, if we would have aimed here, we could have got the swing high, brother. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that always pisses me off. We caught the swing low. Twice, technically. Exit on the swing low. You never want to exit on the swing low, though. That's brutal. The swing low exit to ripping right to target. But it's all right. It happens. Hell yeah, you caught it too. That's what I like to see, baby. Good shit. Yeah, that was clear cut. This was a nice one here. Decent. How do you see that, what you just sent me, though? Like what they're going to be working on, I guess. We might just hang out till the opening. At this point, we're done trading. Right, this is a good example of trading before the opening bell, right? People kind of ask, when do I do that? How often? I would say maybe 10% of the time. It's only if there's news that I'm trying to avoid in the morning. Really, that's it. That's the only time. If there's news that I'm trying to avoid, and I still want to try to get a session in. So for us, we're trying to avoid, while Powell's talking, all the nonsense that could take place. So we work within the hour leading up to that, which will most often give us some type of opportunity, and it does here. So nice to take advantage of that. Click on the question mark icon on the left side of the page, question mark. Okay. Then click on roadmap. I don't see it. You're saying under Top Step X, there's Top Step TV. And then where it says support. You're capping. When you getting married? I don't know, brother. What? That's crazy. That's a good question, though. Couldn't tell you. Probably when we settle down. We've had talks about it, you know what I mean? We just moved too much to have to deal with all that. Show your screen. All right, bet. Hold up. Come back. Tell me all you found. Okay. Okay. Question mark. Chart. Trading. Question mark. It's right there in the top middle. What? But he said top middle. Hold up. You got me tripping, brother. Oh shit. He said right there in the top. Okay. I was looking over here. I thought you were talking about this. All right. Chill out. Okay. I like that. Cool. Okay. That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, they need to add brackets, brother. Like, let me fucking. That would, like, I would use it all the time. If I can go like this, right, and just throw it in there, boom, like that. You're telling me you can't add something to make me just be able to buy now? Come on. Cause like right now we have to do like, I was gonna test it out, but I don't really want to. Like, let's say I was to buy right here, we'll go micro, 1 micro. It should automatically. Oh, no. All right, never mind. I see. That's not too bad. We'll continue to play with it. Interesting. Cool. Oh, and I'm 26, by the way, Zeno. I never answered your question. 26. Could you use the 5-minute fair value gap right now? We'll just look at it at this chart. I mean, in theory, you could. I don't like this because, okay, right? This here. No, okay. We're going back. Hold up. I was going to use this, but if we're going to draw, it's got to use the actual chart. So let's go back to the 5 real quick. I often speak of the difference between closing above and remaining in the range. So although we have a discount here, if we would have closed above the buy side, I'd be a lot more willing to simply go in right here. Right, but because we're simply running this high, especially because it's almost the 9:30 opening, we're almost running into Powell talking, I'm just a little more apprehensive to go in here right on that 5 minute, right? Like it's perfectly valid if you see that, right? If you want to use that or even consequent encroachment, something to like target a new week opening gap. But for me, this is where I would go into a lower time frame and simply wait for confirmation because we haven't closed above this high, right? So this can be simply a short-term high being ran, and then we can create the inversion here and kind of start targeting lows again. But what I would do, and what I often do, is I say, okay, if I expect bullishness to continue from here, I go now down to the 1 minute and we watch. So within this 5 minute, we also have a 1 minute. I like that. Notice how the consequence encroachments are the very same. I also like that. The 1 minute and the 5 minute share the same level. So for me, trading into this, closing above like we did here, that already is pretty good indication, or at least an early indication for me that we may want to continue to run higher. Because we're going to look at the 5 minute, I'd really prefer if the 5 minute closed back above the 5 minute fair value gap. So that would be my true kind of, we'll say signal, is if the 5 minute candlestick could close back above the original 5 minute fair value gap, then I would feel comfortable going in on that fair value gap, if that makes sense. Because as of now, right, we're not necessarily confirming that we want to hold. We could still get below it. If we were to close above it, to me, that's confirmation. And then we can go ahead and try to use it. So really the same thing that we did here. Right, to where we could have used it right away the first time. But because I wanted to wait for confirmation, I want to see us close above. Same idea here. I want to see us close above it. Then we could use it to target another high. $24 or so. I bet. Yeah, we youngin'. Hey, no such thing as age brisk. Nah, there is though. You're young too. We're all young, unless you're like 60. I think you said you were like, I thought you were in your 30s. No, brisk? Oh, you an old folk. 35. Yeah, see, you good. That's prime. That's prime years, brother. At this point, we're just going to see how the opening, what happens off opening. And because we had this huge move at 8:30, we don't really expect the opening to be as volatile. Right? So that's a good rule of thumb as well. A lot of times we'll kind of expect a Judas swing, but because we've already had the aggressive move lower, I wouldn't necessarily expect to see that. Matter of fact, we've closed above the 5 minute on a 1 minute chart, but the 5 minute candlestick is what's really important. So right at 9:30, the 5 minute candlestick will close, and then that'll give us a better indication as to what we expect. He said, damn. You only feel old because so many people are getting into it young nowadays. That would have been clutch. Yeah, that would be nice if we just kept running. If we could close above, I mean, yeah, we should just run, to be honest. But we may run into an issue where we just consolidate until CPI tomorrow. These highs here have my attention, right? These equal highs, we should run those equal highs. Especially after this huge run into sell side holding the 1 hour. But we'll see, we'll see. We'll see what the 9:30 opening gives, and then we'll be back tomorrow, same time, for CPI. Tequila. Like, let's say the 5 minute closes back above the 5 minute high. I would expect one-sided delivery straight up. So 14 seconds, 12, 11. Let's see. Closing inside of this 5 minute, I expect either go lower or we just kind of play around for a bit. So we close above the 1 minute, not above the 5, right? 5 minute doesn't close above. 1 minute does close above the 1 minute, however. But either way, yeah, that's not very convincing. We'll watch. We can, what we need to do, close above this down close candle, immediately use that down close candle as support. If not, then we'll just kind of wash here and we'll leave it at that. Elizabeth against the bottle. But I need ya. Oh, okay. Buy side. Do it. It wants to do it. Closed above 830 again. Yeah, we should go right for that. So like at this point now is when I'd be okay. Okay, if we are bullish, we should hold from here. We've closed above the 5, we've closed above the 1, we've closed above the 830. So now I watch the down close candle here, right? As we tap that, we should hold that and then accelerate into this buy side that's right here. Wouldn't want to see anybody's close back below the 830 level either. So basically we expect price to run right from here, right? We hit the down close candle, we hit the OB, and then we run into the buy side liquidity. Original buy side hit here, right? Don't forget about that. We cut through candles with liquidity. We've just hit, this is a rejection block. Right, price is always moving to a specific area. Look where it stops. Consequent encroachment of the rejection block perfectly, right? Twice, right? Not random. From where? The OB as we expected. Bodies are holding, that's good. Created the equal highs, right? Let's go to a lower time frame chart. Yeah, we should run those out. Another tap at the 830. So we're just waiting for that buy side here to be hit. We wait and we wait. Did you make a video? I don't think I did actually. I could probably do that. I do want to remake those. Maybe I'll do that over the next few days / weeks. Got some free time. Just kind of update the videos. Those are videos I made probably last year. So a lot of them still will play out, but at this point I feel like I gotten a little better at explaining things as well, so it might be nice. Oh, okay. At this point we're playing around. Don't care. We're done. You're done. Yeah, we'll wrap it up there. So it works out well, right? We get our work in before the opening bell, and we're actually able to get some nice trades in. Our target of buy side was met. We're not involved in that run. That's okay. As we mentioned, first entry came here. We ended up getting stopped at break even here, or a little bit inside of break even, right? We moved our stop and profit. This candle stops us out. Once we create the inversion, this was really textbook here, waiting for confirmation, short-term low, low, high, low, low, broken. So let's think, right? What are all the things supporting us here? We have, well, first, inversion fair value gap. We have the U2 framework. We have a bullish breaker. We have a down close candle. And we have a new week opening gap. And we have an inversion volume imbalance. So those are really setups that we like to see. When we can pile in all of these PD arrays and concepts together and they overlap, that's why I really had no hesitation entering there. That was the clean entry, and that's why you see, right, this was a low resistance entry here. From where we entered to where we exited, no down close candles. That's what we like to see. We targeted pretty conservative, equal highs. Could have targeted here, but we're fine with that. Now that we've hit the buy side, right, you see we kind of start consolidating. Powell's talking in a half hour, so at that point we're done. But yeah. we'll leave y'all with that. As long as there's no other questions. Check. Got to bounce. Cool. Take care, decent. We'll be back same time tomorrow, 8:25 Eastern. Opening range gap equal 1 minute lows inside. What? Oh, you asked. Hold on. I was like, what? Take care, Tommy. Good night, Brisket. Opening range gap. Oh, you're saying we go for the opening range gap? Let me take a quick look at that, and then I'll... Yeah, we could do that. So, right, the low of the 1 hour is kind of the low of that opening gap. So, yeah, if we did something to where we came back down and kind of filled that in here, not even all the way, right? We're kind of halfway now. So, if we do that and then we start moving away, I like the idea of continuing to run up. But for us, we're pretty content with where we are for today. I think CPI will give us a pretty good indication of kind of what the rest of the week and maybe the next following weeks will want to do. So really just waiting on that to get more information before making any moves again. Yeah, I hope you guys found that helpful. If you guys are hanging out this weekend or this afternoon, stay safe. And remember, Pal's speaking. And we will meet up again tomorrow morning at the same time. So 8:25 Eastern, just before CPI. And then what we do with that, right, is we wait for the CPI announcement to drop. I kind of just want to see what happens. And then we come back in the afternoon. On days with CPI, I don't really like trading the morning session because the gap tends to be so large. So I'd rather give it a lot of time to create more price action. And then we come back in the afternoon and take advantage of that. So that'll be the playbook for tomorrow. But until then, have a good rest of your day, everybody. Stay safe. And we will talk tomorrow morning. See you guys.